My sister, who is a very trained and highly skilled nurse, she and my dad and I were playing cards. And she looked at my dad and started playing different kinds of games with him, like, hey, Dad, can you hold the card in the left hand and the right hand? And she said, Dad, you're having a stroke. Had my sister not been able to identify the early indicators, then he would have died that night. That experience brought me to really wanting to take on this struggle that the entire world has with the crisis of addiction and addiction relapse.
Erik came to me with this idea, and he said, what if we could detect relapse before it happened, so that people have something that intervenes right away at that moment before crisis happens? We can prevent relapse.
So there's something that I call the capitalism of addiction. And currently 35 billion per year is the annual opportunity that companies are generating from treating and supporting addicts. That's $35 billion a year. Now the challenge and the problem with that is that we've got a 97% failure rate of those who are getting treated.
People are going in for these short-term programs. They're kind of in this community. They have a group of people. And once they leave, they're out in the real world and they kind of feel lost.
They continue to relapse and they continue to suffer, and the family members and loved ones suffer as well. The mission of CLEAR is to end addiction relapse.
Erik and I have relationships with some of the most technologically advanced influencers in the world.
So we talked to experts from Johns Hopkins, Stanford, neuroscience experts, technology experts, and asked the question, is identifying relapse even possible? And the point is that we can.
The incredible thing about being alive today is the incredible exponential technologies coming online to help us understand how the brain works. New imaging technologies like fMRI, the ability to actually go and individually understand neuron by neuron what's going on. You know, the evolution of quantum computing, which is coming online right now, is going to give us tools for designing new drugs, the ability to understand what's going on inside a cell.
Why can't we apply technology in cognitive sensing and AI? We have cheap, powerful sensors that can be embedded, implanted, and worn on the person. And by beginning to look at behavioral patterns through these sensors and potentially cameras, and recognize when the behavior begins to exhibit pre-relapse behavior, can give every person who is struggling and beginning to isolate a lifeline.
What we would like to do is develop a technology that is highly scalable, highly accessible, very affordable, if not free.
Something that's monitoring their brain waves, something that's monitoring their blood levels, their hydration, and at the same time see what's going on with their social behaviors. We can actually detect, okay, warning, you're approaching this line and you're getting close to a relapse.
Addicts believe that they're a failure because they ran out of willpower. What's missing from that equation is that willpower itself is a biological phenomenon. This is not a personal weakness in any way, shape, or form. This is a biological thing happening, and it's reprogrammable and it's controllable. It's a new era for treating addiction as a simple biological problem. Just there's an operating system upgrade you can do.
So if we can put all of that together, and then with that, create a community.
The internet has provided this amazing network of over 3.5 billion connected souls that are ready, willing, and able to solve these problems.
Maybe not 10 years ago, but now we have the solutions, we have the assets, we have the technology to be able to solve this. The phone has everything we need.
If you've ever wanted a time in which miracles are possible, it's right here, right now.
This can be solved. This is a problem that can be solved today. And what a difference that will make. Can you even imagine the relief that comes to the loved one who's son, daughter, family member is suffering through addiction and there's actually a solution to keep them in recovery for the rest of their life, to live again, to actually live.